Hello and welcome to the Kenny T One-on-One podcast brought to you by Yatu Tea and Abaleya Carpooling. Remember, Yatu Tea is available in all leading supermarkets across the country. For Abaleya Carpooling, you need to download that app because you might just be missing out on something. Thanks to each and every one of you that voted. Okay, we've got 2 awards on set. We've got the Broadcaster of the Year award and we've got the Podcast of the Year award. Right. So our guest today is the king. We've had Ndinema say something great about him. Bobby East say something great about him. And we recently had Dismo, who had a lot to say about him. And now today, we're privileged to host him on the Kenny T One-on-One podcast. King Dizzo, Slapdee.
Yes, yeah.
How you doing, brother?
I'm well, how are you?
You're looking dope.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bright and smart and...
Thank you so much.
No, we're grateful. I know how busy you are, and I'm grateful that you made time to come and sit with us, have a conversation with us.
Yeah.
The last time I saw you was at the Portiers.
At the awards, yes.
No mbakula tu afumina ko ulichelo ulentumina voice note at ndikumanza. So I'm like, hey, it's very tricky, huh?
Yeah, no, it's been actually it hasn't been very tricky because I took a long break.
Yeah.
First of all, I must say I'm glad to be here, Kenny.
Yeah.
I look up to you, and I'm not, ashamed to say that you inspired me a lot.
Thanks.
You have inspired me over the years. Just the man that you are,
Yeah.
and the brands that you've built.
Yeah.
And basically, I idolize you.
Thank you, brother. Coming from you,
Yeah.
who's done big things in the industry. I spoke about the artists that have come here. It's like everybody has something to say and something great, Usually people, when you are great and when they speak about you didn't get it in Kuchiriro. Oh, no, why do we know guys? But all of these guys and with the team, we're saying, look, it would be a nice conversation to have after all of these guys, talking about Slap as the king, and having to sit down with him at the end of the day and having a conversation. And this is what we're doing. I know you're busy, but you've made time. So I'm really excited to be here with you.
I'm excited, equally excited.
Let's talk about Matero.
Yes.
Matero. So were you born in Matero?
No. Maybe this is something I need to clear up. I was not born in Matero.
Yeah.
I spent most of my hustle years in Matero.
Okay.
So like early adulthood,
Yeah.
I spent in Matero.
Where were you born?
I was born in a small town called Luangwa. Yeah, I think my dad...
Eastern Province?
Eastern Province, yes. Yeah, my father moved a lot. He was an engineer, a water engineer.
Yeah.
And at the time, there were very few.
Yeah.
There were very, very, very few of those. But the government used to send, people abroad for... They still do that. But way back, they would get a select few and sponsor them, give them scholarships to go and study stuff, and then bring them back and have them, run these towns, build the bombers and whatnot. I was not there anyway, but it's in the history books. So my father was one of those privileged people that was sent abroad to study water engineering. And so when he came back, he was moved from town to town, just setting up lots of things. So I think as he was in Luangwa, him and my mother played around and they had me. Yeah.
How many were you in the family? Or how many are you in the family?
There's me and my sister now, but I had 3 siblings. 2 of them are gone. They've been gone, but I have so it was 3 boys and 1 girl. Yeah. So it's just me and my young sister.
So, Nishmwale Kula, like what kind of a childhood did you have?
I was a middle child. Nari wapakati. So wapakati ngiyaba kumulu, and the gap between my 2 brothers, older brothers, and myself was quite huge, about 7 years.
Wow.
So basically, it felt like I was a mistake. I felt like my parents were for a ghetto. It was like what they were like, not again.
Yeah.
So the gap was quite big, but they had me. And then 3 years later, they had a baby girl, Mutinta is her name.
Okay.
So twakurire I wouldn't.
From what I'm hearing, I think if your dad was an engineer, you should have had a very stable. Yeah.
The thing is that they died when I was. Well, my two brothers were teenagers. They were like 18, but I was quite young. I was about 10. So when you lose your parents,
No, things change. Things change. Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for the few years that I spent with my parents and my family. But we moved a lot. We ended up living in Botswana at some point for 5 years.
Oh wow!
So I spent 5 years of my life in Botswana at some point.
Yeah. I don't know why you're born and bred
in Lusaka. No. You don't have to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. I lived in Matero for a very long while. And
so maybe let's say, at what point did you move to Matero?
So before my high school days, I started coming to Matero. I had family there.
Yeah.
So it became home way back when I was somewhere in 8th grade. I would go, come back, go. It was either Matero or Chilenje. But why Matero is very inspirational to me is because, so even to wrap it up, when I was done with high school, I ended up, spending the rest of my time in Matero, which is why the significance. It's yakumutima, because I went through it. I wrote most of my early music in Matero. It was inspired by that. From Fuji bus, Udionzo waikara kumatero ngamwava temo bus at Fuji. Ala yeshi. Well, there was must kuma yes to Adesa. Utwachilimba BKT. Utwachilimba. They were called Fuji. They were labeled Fuji.
Yeah.
So ngatwaisa tware tumfiro go. And at some point I lived right along the road. Commonwealth Road is like the main road.
The main road in Matero.
It's like Main Street in Ibex. So I don't know. So ngakarefu mongo ka Fuji. Bakaskuruma Matero girls seko badelo did. And they had, I think the owner, they had about 3 of those. Yeah. Same kind. Loud music, and they always had the best beats. Yeah. So it's stuff like that was very. And I live close to a place called Shadrach at Pashadrek.
Not Pashadrek.
Oh, my patient.
Serious? Yeah. My brother lived there. So at some point in my life,
I mean, if you've lived in Matero, you understand that Matero is, it's like, I'd compare it to Chimwemwe in Quito.
In Quito, yeah.
It's big, it's vast, because there's Chunga, there's Lilanda, there's George, it's really big. And at the time, Takwari main, she saw ula kumanina sana ma pompi na ngoma paipa ya tudik.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But when you moved to Matero, did you move in with somebody or you're living alone?
Yeah. So when I moved in, I had family there.
Okay.
I had an uncle and auntie and my cousins who lived there. But throughout my high school, to be honest, I grew up in Chikankata. I went to school there.
Southern province.
Yes. Like I said, Matero came in after high school.
Yeah.
So I lived with an uncle in Southern Province who raised me. And in terms of struggle, I'd be lying if I said, no, we struggled with this and that. So Matero comes in because that's now where my actual adulthood started.
Yeah.
And I was a young adult. I was 16, 17 when I started living alone in Matero.
Yeah, because look, growing up, to be honest, it's not everybody that had it rough.
No.
Others had it good and,
exactly.
hardworking parents.
Well, it wasn't bougie, but it was...
But it was okay.
Exactly. Well, you had 3 meals. 16 February area. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's true.
So now, I heard you rap in Tonga. I said, because I think Tonga is one of the languages I would really love to learn.
Yeah.
But So I hear you rap, I'm like, how does he know? Then I want to go and then I be like, no, I should have a visitor home, guys. So your days in Chikankata, you learned how to speak the language.
Yes, sir. But also, my mom was Tonga.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
I have some Tonga blood in me.
Ah.
My dad was Bemba.
Yeah.
Pure Bemba man from Porokoso. My mom was a Tonga woman from Monze. Yeah.
Great. So, after high school, did you know you wanted to be a rapper? Did you not want to do music?
I think I figured out I would be a musician, not actually a rapper.
Yeah.
Around my 11th grade, muri grade 11 so. How I knew is because my math was really bad. It's been bad. You know, I hope that doesn't trickle down to my kids. If it hasn't already. My math was really bad. So I had one problem. My math teacher would never miss. And I'm sorry, Mr. Nyambe, if you're watching this, but yes. Also, you know, that one teacher who never misses the exactly. So in the 11th grade, I figured, you know, because I was always writing music, even in high school.
Yeah.
You know, and the name Slapdee comes all the way back from there.
Did they give it to you or you gave it to yourself?
Actually, it was Slapdash. You know, I gave it to myself. Me and my other, you know, my guy, David Dilo, wherever you are, peace, shout out, man. So me and my guy gave ourselves, you know, back in the day, hip hop was associated with, you had to have a, what were the furuafi?
Actually, savage.
Yeah. So I don't know omen. No, you need Dracula. I'm a crew Devozango. You know, I mean, it went all the way to the 2000s. Gorilla Unit, G Unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I came up with the name. I wanted a really rough name. So, this is funny, man. I got an Oxford dictionary and I started scrolling through, you know, and I came across the word slapdash. And it meant hasty and careless. And I was like, this is the one. But then the problem I had is slapdash, the younger kids, you know, couldn't pronounce it. Too much grade to my issues. One be flash dash. I went to my flash D. What crash by she, you know, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me make it short. I'll make it Slapdee. But then what will Slapdee represent? What will it mean?
What will it mean?
It needs to have a meaning.
Yeah.
For it to have relevance. And I thought, okay, slap, what do? I make music, I rap, so I slap down the rhymes. And, you know, my guy was like, ooh, that actually makes sense. Slap D. The D is for slapping down the rhymes. The music.
Nice. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. So as you were getting into your rap business, so to speak, which artists were you looking up to? Like, who's your inspiration? Like, okay, Inenga, I want to be like that guy.
That one.
I know that you listen to a lot of Jay-Z.
Yes. I listen to Jay-Z, but that's not the main reason I idolize him or I respect him. It's for his business moves, you know, his moves like you, man. The many things I could say, but exactly. So locally or globally, when you ask that?
Maybe let's do both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up on Daddy Zimas, you know, Black Muntu, Master Flow. You know, Daddy Zimas was the first time I ever saw like a Zambian musician blow up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The music. It was crazy. He had the love song.
Yeah.
He had the ragamuffin vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the Zimas, I guess, for many of us, endorsement-wise, first time I saw, besides Crisis, obviously, with the Mosi deal, I saw the Zimas was doing Trishu. He had the Handyman's ad.
Yeah.
So
the handyman.
Exactly.
I was on radio at the time.
Exactly.
So all the time when you're on radio, you play 3, 4, 5 times.
Prime time.
Yeah.
You see the Zima's face. Yeah. And he was doing really well. So locally, Black Muntu, the first album was huge inspiration. The Zimas as well. But outside, is a huge Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson grew up on Michael Jackson, Tupac, B.I.G. Actually, when I was younger, they called me Biggie because I was big and I listened to a lot of B.I.G.
A lot of Biggie, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. So now after high school,
Yeah.
which one was your real studio, session? You get to the studio and you say, okay, I'm recording something.
My first ever, you mean?
Yeah.
Was a song called Kanyimbo Katuwana, Chilo West Records. Yeah. It was a song called Kanyimbo Katuwana in Chawama.
So you wrote it?
I wrote it in high school, while I was in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way before I recorded it. I wrote most of my music in high school.
In high school, yeah.
Assembly Sevens, I wrote that in high school. And I remember vividly, the teacher was on the board, writing notes on the board. I was busy writing lyrics to that.
Yeah.
My first ever demo was Kanyimbo Katuban. Kanyimbo na imbira tubana. Tubana tupamuna, tubana tusikana. Zikola futa maningi. That's why kanyimbo na imbira tubana.
Did you make it on radio? Kanyimbo Katuban?
No, it never made it.
Did you attempt to, because back in the day, artists, you'd actually come to the studios. I'm done, and this is Kanyimbo.
Yes, a demo with a demo, yeah. So that was my demo to get to. But lucky for me, and this is why I'm grateful for Chilo West forever.
Yeah.
I performed, I didn't have a demo.
Yeah.
I went for an audition session.
Kwisa.
Chawama. Chilo West Records.
Yeah.
A man called Eston Chilombo owned it. Very small, but powerful man, as in terms of the brand Chilo West. So I heard one day, narefuma kuma industries, naremumba puma industries, ku matero, kwa aliwangawa, toroke nyanji, naremumba kufa manova.
Famanova, I know.
Narepakinga, spirit, filana mukara pareo, umbiare iksada, umbiare feeling, I done have different jobs. Panado, I've been, so I did some of those jobs.
Yeah.
So one day, ndefuma ku job ndenda, ona sound for radio. There was an ad running. Chilo West Records presents the Chilo West auditions. Venue, Chawama, Chilo West Records. 30,000 kwacha. As in 30 kwacha, but now, 30,000 kwacha. Na 30 na ifunya kwista. 5 kwacha. 5,000 kwacha rather. So, like na ifunya kwista. First never for. So I heard that and I was like, I need to do this.
Wow.
So I raised, I don't know how, long story short, I raised 30,000 and I went there, registered. It was on Saturday. I registered way before. Saturday, I got there, there was lots of people, auditioning. So most of them had demos. You know this. You got a lot of demos in your day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And K-Smash even started a show called Hot Demo Action.
Hot Demo, exactly, based on that.
Yeah.
Because before you'd have to take a demo. I didn't have a demo. All I had was the music in my head. So I got there, everyone was playing their demo. So the guy now, I remember was number 042. Yes, I remember my audition number, 042. And there was like 200 people there. So the guy comes, boy, do what next? Where's your demo? I'm like, I don't have a demo. A guy, okay. That's what moves of chiti. So my turn comes. Pansif. I want to know some Chawama. Namamdara, Chilo West, Nama top artist were a record label because it was a record label at the time.
Yeah.
So they gave me the mic. I was like, nilibe nyimbo, demo, nilibe instrumento, but nzaimba che nyimbo. And I did the song. By the second verse, Kenny, everyone was cheering. I couldn't finish my performance.
Oh, wow.
And the man calls me. He was like, oh, my boss. So I go, because there was a lot of people. I had to go around to where he was. And he told me in my ear, he goes, don't tell anyone here, but don't wait for the results. Monday, come and start recording your album here. That's how I got signed.
Wow.
To Chilo West Records.
How did it make you feel? And even when you're going there, you were like,
No. I've never been near Sego type.
You're going there to take it.
I knew way back that I wanted to make music and I wanted it to be big.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got there, but obviously it's exciting either way. I'm like, yes, because I had done a lot of auditions, Nexus auditions. You remember there was Nexus, there are Lubusu Nexus, there was,
Yes.
I'd done all of those. Failed a lot of auditions because rap music, hip hop culture wasn't a thing.
And then at the time,
Yes.
rap was not very acceptable.
No, it wasn't.
It
was like my old chair.
Yeah.
So I was excited, but then I was looking forward to bigger, like how to the album, working on it, and so on. And one funny thing maybe I should add is that I walked back home. Now you can imagine from Chawama to Motero the distance.
No, it's far.
But I didn't feel bothered at all. I was so excited that I got a chance. Yeah.
So Slap, Monday, you show up.
Monday, I'm at the studio, and Mr. Chilombo, who was the owner, had set me up with the producer, the resident producer, Pearson. His name was Pearson, yes. And I got there. Not to disrespect him now, but it was a tiny studio.
Yeah.
It was a room the size of, I would say, 2 meters wide.
It wasn't what you expected.
Exactly. No. I mean, all I needed was a mic.
That's it.
All I wanted, I didn't care whether ni panse, whether ni kuisa. All I wanted was a chance, a mic and a beat.
Yeah.
So we get there. The mic is one of those they use, what they call them, tom parliaments to go to Yes. So pakuimba kukatinika kati kuchibumba. That's why I recorded my first demo. The guy produced it, Pearson, and I recorded Kanyimbo Katubana. This man comes back from work. He's like, wow, this guy, do you have more music? I'm like, I have lots of music. So what he does, he says, the producer is not good enough. I'm going to hire a producer from outside to come and help you. And he hired a guy that at the time called Arsenic's The Hard Rocks. Shout out my guy. He used to produce Chocolate. Chocolate was on fire.
Yeah.
He produced Socha, the big Chocolate song, and lots of other music. The Rhythm Project, Zambia Rhythm Project. So this guy would leave his studio, do his job during the day and come over and record my music at night. It was harsh, being an upcomer, hip hop. Sometimes work shurukako, but it was all I wanted was give me the mic and I'll do it. Yeah. So this guy Arsenix, he says, give me a song, your best song. And then I gave him. He says, rap it to me. Asembe vidi so, asembe vintu voice video. I was like, okay, I like that one. Let's do it. Produced it and mixed it. Yeah, so the man came back again. Chungro dionse barepitira kupakufuma kunchito. Bapite mwasibenzera parichan, I heard it. He was like, wow, this boy is so talented, And the rest is history.
So when did you have your first biggest break? Wachaya kanyimbo zona. Okay, now it's hitting the airwaves and people. Yeah. Did you go through maybe before we speak about that, did you go through situations where sometimes you get booed on stage?
Not
ever. Yeah.
Not. I was booed once on stage, and that was actually twice. Once was when I was performing the first time I performed, and I came in between. I think the timing was bad, so people were waiting for could have been Camouflage or somebody. And I was put on. And then they were catching about it, one of those. I don't know, you can even tell what. Yeah, I'm got enough confidence.
Yeah.
I want to know you say. Kwera. Fona kwera. Sembe. I say mwana vetu amba. You wet chokapo. But I finished my song, got off stage, and.
But also, it didn't break you. It didn't discourage you.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. But obviously, in the moment, you're just like, wow, what's this?
When the biggest break came, it came with this which song?
So my first mainstream, as in Base 7s, I was still rapping to prove that I can rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted to show people I could rap and make rap music that you would relate to. So my first, after that album, it never made the CD though. the Indians at the time, Super Shine.
Quite a super shine.
Yes, they said, no, we can't. You've sold under 500 tapes. How are we going to make CDs? Twala pangalos. So it never made it. It was a crazy time, my brother. So, yeah. But then I started connecting, as usual. I went back to my, my guy, Mag 44. Mag 44 introduced me to this whole business, the entertainment.
Is it?
Yes, sir. That's the guy who put me on.
So then how did you link up with Mag 44?
Mag 44 is a cousin of mine, actually. So I grew up basically from childhood.
Pachibururu?
In Pachibururu. Okay. So tomorrow, day to Aresangwa Pamo.
Yeah.
Kundamando, Wamikaripira, Takula Pamo.
Yeah.
At some point, we lived in the same house.
Yeah.
So, So when I wanted to start music, he was already on TV. He was on movie TV. He was doing big things. He was doing some shows. It was a big show. Boogie C, him, and, they were big. It was very, very popular. So he would take me to the studios to try and, get me on the show. But most of the time it was a no. I had 2 songs, Asembe Sevenza and Telemanavo. So one time, I would always get there 4, 5, or even 6 times, go with them.
Yeah.
And always maybe the producer or somebody would be like, he's not big enough for the show yet. Mapka, Masanga Bambi, Vacha, is not. So one time I get there, again, luckily. The guest wasn't there.
And the show had to go on.
The show had to go on. And they're just like, so I remember seeing Magnus talk to his guy, can we have him on now? I think that was the 6th time I was there. Okay. Angel Phiri heard me rap and he was like, what? We need more of this guy. So I did a song called Telemanavo. My album was out then. I showed it out. There's footage of that's been moving around. And after that, it was just, I did that album. It didn't sell. I was cool. I was still comfortable because I was looking for more. Yeah. I went to him. I had a song, an idea.
Yeah.
I was like, I have a song, an idea called Solola. What's it about? What's it like? So it's like, I was like, songs about, being in love with the Solola.
So you're talking to Mag 44?
Mag 44, yeah. He's like, that's a great idea. Solo, guys, sing it for me, rap it for me. I was guys, I feel a Solola. And I remember him taking me to his friend's house, Ian, who's his partner now. They own a record studio together. Yeah, Radio Cafe together, I think, or something like that. So they grew up together as well, lived in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
He took me to Ian's house and he was like, can we start this project from here? So Ian's brother, I can't remember his name, played guitar on that. If you listen to the song, guys, that's all it was. The rhythm was so he was playing this on an acoustic guitar. We took that same sample, took it to Ray Doe. Magnus produced part of the song. Ray Doe finished it. And at the time, Ray Doe Digital X was like quality. They had better mics. They had everything nice. I recorded that song and it blew up. It blew up. At the time, I'd moved from Matero. I was staying at Unza. It blew up.
When you show like pounds?
Story for another day.
Okay. Because
okay.
I stayed in Hansworth Park.
And my endeavor for Munza.
Muskulu
Kwacha 120. Muruin. But anyway, story
but
for another
day.
That's story for another day.
All right. So now, in your hustling days in Matero, did you ever link up with any of these notable figures today that came from Matero?
No,
I know my brother Alexander Sakala is from there. Mr. Mchindu from Jelumu is from there.
Yes, lots
Obviously,
of people.
Bobby, did you meet Bobby there?
So
he was in
here's
Chunga?
how Matero is quite big.
Yeah, like it's you say. Yeah.
Very big. So Chunga, for instance, is at the far end of Ukside.
Yeah.
George na yabe vengi. Chairman Duswaniso is from George Compound.
Yeah.
There's more. Mal Sampa is from Matero as well. There's lots of people from Matero. But so you'll find Alfa Romeo, Bobby, Vena Mzenga, Baraston area, Kuria Kwanse, Badi Shivene Kodi. You know what I mean? Namambi, but also age differences. I never really linked up with anybody famous. But I meet lots of people who lived maybe in my street, you know, or down the road, or in Salima Road, which was the next one.
But the other thing also is that, you know, when you're hustling, people don't really know you. And it's difficult to be seen. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's
Either what when you blow now, we're like,
exactly. Yes, that happened to me a lot, actually. You know. And I remember meeting a girl that lived 3 houses away from ours, Utini, recently in town. She was Utini.
Question do you remember me?
Yes.
Sitting in a long time. Do you remember me?
Where?
The time that obviously I heard about your music before, but then a beef between you and Makitu.
Yeah.
Was that beef real?
It was.
It was, huh?
Yeah.
And hip hop is about that, right?
Not anymore.
Oh, not anymore.
I don't know. I mean, it's not just hip hop. Competition breeds beef.
Yeah, no.
Beef. It's the way you handle them. You broadcasters, what? Let's say thing now. Shine. So it's the same. Except in hip hop, it's
yeah.
And people are entertained through that.
So, but how did you know about him? If he was here, I would ask him how he knew about you.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't mind. That's a very genuine question. He used to shoot music videos before he started making music. He used to do these green screen videos, chromatography. I don't know if it's called that or something like that. So I green, minika. I mean, they still do that now.
We've got green screens.
You've got green, exactly. So just for the sake of people who don't understand.
Yeah. It's important.
The green screen, he used to do it way before
back.
It was popular in Zambia. And he would add these things for himself. Actually, I saw one of his videos. I think it was This Is Why I'm Hot. He used to do covers. We called him up, and we had a mutual friend, Tabo. Tabo was a mutual friend, so I called Tabo. I was like, you hang around this guy. Can you ask him to come to Lusaka to do?
He was on the copper belt at the time.
Yeah, he lived on the copper belt. So he would come. I would see him with Tabo. Bondi. Hey, stuff like that. So I asked Tabo, and Tabo said, no, that's no issue, man. I'll bring him over. He came. We shot. I used to live in a one bedroom apartment. So para pen paka live paka stay room para anj ketsalu. Afunya camcorder. I remember those days. Toby with run in a radio, PJ. The song was called Nifuna Uyaki. When I go shooting, I sent it back, and he would edit within a week. Sent it back, and it was like, wow. So we're gonna use him for another video. That's how I knew Buga. So he used to come. Sometimes nangtakuri video. Ala isapa bondi. Wamsanga vina ikarapari chipisi because I would always have a studio. Achan boy, you'd call me up and they say, "Where mate?"
But beef you have
beef. Chishi. They don't come back. So I don't know. I think it was about awards. It must have been about awards, I think he felt we were being favored. And he did a song, did some jabs at me. Me being the hungry me back then, I didn't let that slide. I said, is he worth a song? Nah, not worth a song. So he was basically dissing the judges. I mean, something like that.
Yeah.
But this is way back.
No, this is way back because today, if I asked you or you asked me, he would never do anything like that.
No.
But also, I looked at it like it helped both brands, huh? That beef.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It did actually. So that particular year we won again. Podcast of the year. We won again, and I think it must have been there. I can't remember. And I got the award. It was the hip hop award, Born and Bred Hip Hop, best hip hop video or something. And I just said, I recited these lines. 2019 someone, the 2010 foot someone. Then the crowd went berserk, and we forgot about it. We even went home, The next morning, I'm opening social media. There was Facebook then.
Yeah.
That was 2.8, 9, can't remember. Oh, 2.10. It was crazy. That was all that was being talked about. And so I tried to call him up. I was like, yo, and he said he was chilled. My dude was chilled. He was like, no pressure, boy. He even left for Chingola the next day. I don't think he even left, man. I don't think he left. Yo.
Asa from him.
I can't remember the first song. That was the first. There was no music at that point. He dropped the first diss song. Actual diss now. I think Marvin chef him XYZ. They don't need Zanaya. Yeah, because at the same awards, Maya dropped a wig while we were performing.
Oh.
So yo. That's when all hell broke loose. And it was back and forth from there.
But that kind of beef, how do you think it affected as it was going on? Did it affect XYZ was born by then?
It was big.
It was big.
PJ, we had Maya, we had Johnny C.
Maybe I'll pause you right there.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the idea to set up XYZ?
XYZ was influenced majorly by the system. I wanted to create a record label. You know what I mean? That would sustain hip-hop artists, hip-hop and R&B artists. Not just a studio. I wanted a label. I was inspired by Jay-Z, as usual, and 50 Cent. G-Unit made lots of money. Because 50 Cent made more money from the guys. He would be paid just for a producer.
Yeah.
So I thought, why can't I do the same? I'm getting traction, I'm getting numbers. If I build more people, that's more money for us. So then I started bringing in these guys, PJ, Ruff. Ruff wasn't really signed, but I wasn't actually signing back then. It was just a movement. PJ, there was a bunch of people, and the hoods were loving it.
So XYZ, what does that acronym stand for? Just for the sake of those that...
Example yapa Zambia. Yeah, so the example is spelled with an X. Example yapa Zambia.
Now, when XYZ was happening, someone else that XYZ, or was it you, the beef that you beefed with was Mampi. Was the beef real there also? Because also I think she did some diss song.
Yeah. Look, so yes, it was real.
It was real. Yeah.
And we were young. We were young. But XYZ as a movement, we were also very aggressive, man. Nice. It's like anybody that touched on any one of us would get it. So yeah, that was, yeah.
Did you, when you're starting out, were you auditioned at some point by Aluhusu, Shimasta?
Yes, I was. How'd you know that?
No, we researched, boss.
Wow. That's I don't think I've said this on an interview. How'd you know that?
No, we researched.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's the first time you're meeting these guys on this audition?
No. They were big.
Yeah.
The Nexus compilation audition. So there was a Nexus compilation that was huge.
I remember that one.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah.
I was in high school when it dropped. Ozzy was on it. They really had good music. Most of it produced by TK Romasai. So I saw that they were auditioning again for a volume 2. I'm done and I to go school. Nadi Wutuka, and I was in
Pia
boarding
Samu
school.
wako.
Nadi Wutuka, sorry uncle, sorry auntie. But yeah, Vona Wutuki, mdala na kwela ka van na connecta na kwela ka bus kantwala kulusaka. And I got there. Yeah, on the panel there must have been Louis X, Aluwusu, and Shimasta. Yeah, and I got there. That was before I was even done in my high school. So when I saw Rapa Mtsungu at the time. And I remember, I'll never forget, because Aluwusu was the biggest. Shimasta, as usual, was the calm, but very influential. That's why I call him the Godfather, because he was. And I remember Aluwusu going 0, 0, 0 for me, 0. Bye, my friend. No disrespect. And I walked out. Auditions back then were very, very big.
No other way. I think you know the fact that we're able to speak about some of the things that you didn't succeed on actually is a very good inspiration to the young guns out there,
Yes.
because when they see you,
Yes.
you're the king at your game. You know what I mean? They think, why should they fika pofi?
Yeah.
But I think it's a true testament that life is just you hit brick walls,
Yes.
obstacles and all of that. You just need to sort of like just carry on.
True.
Now, XYZ, what were your highest moments in XYZ back in the day when you're really at your peak?
We had lots of those. Highest moments, the MTV Awards. Yeah, they basically, the MTV 2000, the Mamas, yeah, the 2009 MTV Awards were a highlight for us. We had, they came to Zambia. Yeah, they came to Zambia, they flew in the South Africans, the whole team, the production, everything. There was a club called Hollywood City, the equivalent of Dakapo now.
Panganani.
Panganani, yes, that's, you remember?
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. They set up, that was the first time I saw real production. They set up, and it was called The Road to Mamas. And so what they were doing is, in every country that they went to, every town, every city, they had a host. And I was hosting. And then they heard about XYZ. It wasn't just me, actually. There was JK, myself, and can't remember. They had Josie, Deleuze, at the time, big group. So anyway, they said, we want these guys to perform. And Hollywood City was packed. When we performed the song Foshizi, oh my goodness. Like I've seen confusion, at shows at this point in my life. But I vividly remember how the crowd went berserk.
Yeah.
It was so berserk, I could see the production team looking, they're like, what? It was really, really big. It was so big a movement. It was one of the highlights.
I know that XYZ Slap signed, artists that had a lot of talent that could have been big.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like they say, the young die early and stuff like that. We lost PJ, who was under your label.
Yes.
The recent one, not too recent,
Dave.
How does that impact you? Yeah.
So for PJ,
I'm sure you had big plans for them.
Definitely.
And you're chairman now of XYZ. You're president at the time.
Yes. So with PJ, I was with him the night before. We had just got him a gig, Miss CBU. He was meant to perform there. And I remembered saying to them, so it was them, I told H-Mark, who was managing them at the time. For PJ, he had left XYZ and then had come back and said, guys, I want to come
back home.
Yes. So he said, okay, we're going to, but now we have rules. You're going to have to put the bottle down, stuff like that, just basic. And he started recording. This is why it hurts, because he was, getting back in line. And so there was Mississippi. The CBU reached out to us, the CBU Union, whatever they call it. And they said, we need 2 artists
From XYZ.
from XYZ. We want Slapdee and we want PJ. I had another gig in Solwezi. So we had to put on Bobby. And they said, wow, even better, because the ladies will go crazy with Bobby and whatnot. So that night, I was driving back to Ndola for another gig when I met them. And I remember saying, Gonanche, guys. Lutin tulale fibonse tulade. Inendedi shakundoro ruchero. You know, and as usual, you know, PJ, branching, I miss you, bro. Mwina mustonda, iwole ya ifutulale. Tulewe la kurusaka. You know, jokingly, you would say that to me. And I was just like, just lale nifi. And that's why it hurts.
Okay, so why were you insisting that they sleep?
Because look, when you have people under your wing, you know the kind of people you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I knew the people I was dealing with. Yeah. And with Bobby, it wasn't a problem. It was a one thing. Muzagon and Vanille. But with PJ, you know, first of all, he's more XYZ than H-Mark. So what is H-Mark? Alamwe bench.
Tapadi.
Hey, Tapadi. So, Mambap. And I'm not blaming anyone or bringing up, you know, fracas, confusion, but that's why it hurt. You know, it could have been avoided. With Dave, I was just random. It was very abrupt.
Okay, but on PJ, how did you get the message?
So we're in Dola.
What were you doing?
So I say that, right? Okay, guys, Lalin. Okay. He actually agreed after some time. He's like, okay, to alala. If we to proceed to Dola. I was moving in Bachi at the time, so I had to kind of my rooms, whatever hotel we stayed at. I'm in this room, he's in another. No kulu chelo, ma 6. Hey, Jedan, Bachi, China. Chini PJ Max Dintai. That's over the Pandola saying trap. Hey.
Oh, yeah, because
you know what I mean? Yeah. PJ, you know? So what bunch? Died bad, but it is you. Quite you know, mama phone calls. And he was alright, man.
You spoke to him?
Yes, we spoke. He was talking. He was alright. So that was very change, you know, situation. But also the kind of person PJ was. He doesn't want to show pain, weakness.
Oh, yeah.
Sex was for life. I'm the future. You know, he'll always want, he doesn't want you to start sweating.
Yeah.
So he was that kind of guy. So I assume even when we spoke on the phone, we just spoke on the phone. He went, Felaka, Shan. So I assume now, I think I get it. Takari.
Yeah.
Because how I found out is when we got here, and I was very reluctant. Because for us, it was PJ, PJ, Alafuma. You know, so next thing, you know, they're trying to move him to Lusaka. I'm like, is it that serious? Yes, we have to send an ambulance or stuff like that. Moved here, week, maybe some days later, he was gone.
As a label, did you have immediate plans for him? Like maybe, you know, after this period, this is what we want to do with him.
He was recording an album, a comeback album.
Oh.
He had 2 singles. We had just put 2 singles out. Golden Go, which was doing very well. And another song that I can't remember. So we had huge plans. He was going to be the next drop. You know, he was going to do an album. You know, his next album, his comeback album. You know, and he had, you know, willingly said, I want to come back home and work with you. So it hurt. And same with all the artists that we've lost, not just from our label, man, everywhere, and it's everywhere. It hurts.
Yeah.
Mapiki recently.
Yeah.
You know, it hurts to lose talent. Talent is like a loss to the nation, families, brotherhood. It's a loss.
But I want us to also just speak a little bit more about Dave. What kind of relationship did you have with him?
He was my young brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my young brother. Dave was my young brother. So here's the thing that I don't hang around much. I don't sing when I'm artist, but like, I'll give you an example. If I'm working with Terry, people will assume I get calls. Terry, ungampasile ko Chansa. So people assume sangwa vebo insepamo.
Yeah.
Even Bobby, it's the same thing. You know, sometimes we're up 3 weeks, 1 month.
Yeah.
You know, I have to ask Walker, Vanny that bunch. You know what I mean? It's so Dave was my young brother. And Dave, Browen, Stash, who else? That group was scouted and mostly mentored by Bobby East. I'll tell you this. Like, he discovered those guys, brought them on the label, and started grooming them. So for me, it was basically Wakampa. You know, would come hang out in the studio. I would never know even like get over Dave in that. What I feel
Yeah.
Dave, Zambia, you know. Okay, so we've got nicknames. Like Bobby, we call him Vanilla. Dave, told him that Zambia. Zambia, So my relationship was basically big brother. He'll come to me and therefore could tefia so shan push manyimbo wadi push ya manyimbo na di push and therefore kufunya fi also what are the meetings fine pa. When I need him on a song, he'll call me. When he's working on a project, Ariku Studio Kumbi, he'll call me and therefore mumfuko for freedom figure stuff like that. But otherwise, that was my little bro right there, Dave Zambia.
So when he went to see Avonga on that Chirundu. Yes. You are aware of the trip?
No. I wasn't.
Did you go to perform?
Nope. You went to...
Just went to chill?
Yeah, just hang out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, may his soul rest in peace, and every other artist that has, left us. You know, it's a sad thing. So now, let's speak about XYZ. Yeah. So at some point, you appoint Bobby East as CEO.
Yes, sir.
Of XYZ. Did you step down? Or I know that you're chairman, so you stepped up and maybe reduced. What happened there?
I'm done. I'm a position. Okay, so that was one for me to make music, because it was hectic. You know, managing others, doing what. Bobby was very successful at that point, and we thought maybe giving him the role to manage, which he did really well. Because like I said, Browen, Dave, Stash, that whole group, DJ Riz, that was all Bobby and H-Mac, So for me, it was to focus on the music. And also we had the XYZ. Remember, we have XYZ Fashions. We have the XYZ Cares. It was there already at that time. Maybe not very functional, but it existed at the time. So it was also for me to do other things. To start pushing. We needed money to fund the label. So imagine Usangaru Studio the whole time.
And money is out there.
Exactly. And also just a different sound. Bobby is good at that. Discovering new sounds, new talents. You know what to sell. I felt like I was outdated at some point. I needed to reinvent the label, and it worked.
A lot of, when we're researching, we discovered that there were more male artists signed to the label than female. Yeah. Was that deliberate? Or?
So for me, now I'm telling you my blueprint.
Let's hear
From the jump, I always had one girl and because hip hop was big as a genre. Yeah. So from the jump, we had Maya and Johnny C, myself, Rough Kid, blah, blah, blah. Next phase, Sutu. I don't know if I can't remember if it was Suit Before My or whichever. And then Kantu. And then we always have like one female. There's Terry now.
I see.
Yeah.
What's his name? You spoke about him just now. Rough Kid.
Yes.
What happened?
With what?
He was with you guys, and I think, was there a fallout?
I don't think I would never know. With Ralph, I would never.
But are you in touch with him? Do you still have a good relationship?
Like I said again, with Ralph, you never know when you have beef or not. But hey, I'll tell you this about those are my brothers.
Yeah.
Whether they say bad about, at this point, those are my bros. The legacy that we've built cannot be taken away. The brotherhood, the things that we've been through can never, ever be taken away. So that's my brother for life, for life.
You held a record of an artist winning the most awards.
Yeah.
Which year was that? Would you remember? Which
Oh, in one night.
In one night, yeah.
Yeah, that was 2012?
Yeah, in Kolopa.com.
Kolopa.com. Yeah, the year that I dropped Kwichaila.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great year for me. 2012. Yes.
Stop. Let's speak about your albums. How many albums have you done so far?
Professional albums, I'll say 5. 4 or 5. Because the other one doesn't really count.
Yeah.
So I've had albums. Asembe Sevens was an album, but it never made CD, so some albums really don't count right now. Because in the digital space, they'll need to calculate, they'll need to watch that. It's like footballers and how many goals they've scored, the highest scorer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there was no count, at the time compared to now.
Great. Slap, at some point, you got signed to Kalandanya Music.
Yes, sir.
We got a little confused because we're like, Baba XYZ. Could you explain that and maybe just clarify,
business.
make us understand?
I don't even have to say much. It was business.
Yeah.
It was business. I mean, people do that. It was business.
The deal was good.
It's like you, Kenny, right? Would you DJ for another radio station? Say in South Africa, they ask you, do you want to, just even one show a month, would you do it?
If the money is there, I would.
Thank you. Answered.
So how long were you with?
But does that make your brand or powerful, whatever you run? Does it make it? Does it?
No. It does.
Does it? Yeah.
I think it clarifies things because look.
Exactly.
Also, at the end of the day, for the label to operate, to still continue, producing music, you need money.
Exactly.
So, from the way you've explained it, it's also another avenue of making money.
Exactly.
Just like going to perform,
Exactly.
right?
Sign a contract. Okay, this is what I need from you, my brother. And it's a straightforward contract. Nothing complicated, nothing complex. This is what you do for me. And are you willing? Yes. Are you willing to bring a few more artists? Because I want to create this kind of movement. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, sign there.
I want to ask a question. You worked with HMAC for many years.
Yes, sir.
I think if there's anybody who understands how your brain works, how you operate from a business standpoint, or angles, is HMAC. And from what I've heard is that he's a pusher.
Too much.
When we heard that HMAC was, and look, time comes for everybody to to move on to what they think is better.
Yes.
How did his leaving affect you and affect the brand?
It did. It hit us a lot. I'd be lying if I say, no, we didn't feel it. It hit us. H was my ride for a long time. Lots of people know that. But not only that, he still remains my brother.
Yeah.
So the void was felt. It's like your key player, losing your key player. It's without a strikeout, you win, you shout. I set up. You definitely feel the void. So to some extent, that was a rough patch for me, because he is a pusher, was and still is, I believe, a pusher. But also it was growth for me, for the label, for himself.
For himself as well, yeah.
You know, he started a brand called New Age. Not sure how far it's gone right now, how the artists are doing, but it's great that he started his own thing. Because Ilafika, exactly. You know,
and you know, it's very shocking that sometimes get surprised. But we are yes. The truth of the matter is that, can you imagine if all of us just held on to what we started?
What exactly?
Where would we be?
Yes.
Because somebody else had to let us go for us to be great.
Exactly. Yes.
You see,
yes.
so I think people there, yeah.
Whether individually or sometimes we make mistakes that are beneficial to us, you know, that are beneficial. So maybe we might have made a mistake, but it was a beneficial mistake to all of us, all interested parties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slap, we're going into elections next year.
Yeah.
I remember when we were having a discussion, the last time you did a political song, I don't know, we stand to be corrected, but what we found looked like you were the artist that got the most backlash.
Yes, definitely.
I do not know why, but this is what we found.
Yeah.
What kind of backlash did you get?
It was horrible.
And for you, it was business, right?
Yeah, some say bad business, but I still think I would do it again.
I wanted to come to that.
I would do it again. You know why, Kenny? Because backlash online, people have preferences, right? Politics, though, are a sensitive matter. Politics is governance, boss. There's people's lives at stake. So you need to be... So people get... It's really sensitive. People get agitated to a point of really angry. So I'll tell you why the backlash was big on me. I had publicly announced at some point that I would never engage in politics.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. You know, so even making that move, I made sure I consulted with family. I called my aunt in Kitwe, I called my uncle, I called my, I spoke to everyone at the time. My wife, we're about to do this. And should I go in or not? And
the money was good.
The answer that I got was, do it, bro. You're doing it for your kids. You know what I mean? As long as I remember these words from my aunt, she specifically told me, "Chirefokumfad now tukana abantu. Chirefokumfad now tukaba chite now tukaba now iwe imba vefabala kubokwimba ule yana kunganda." Because at the end of the day, bana wobenga bafwensala. Abo abantu bali kusekana ngoba kakukanya. So do it. And I did it. And the backlash was heavy.
So, but what kind of things were people saying?
So basically it's just...
And then did you regret it? Like,
at some point I did.
Yeah.
It put me in some mini depression, I'll be honest.
Oh, really?
Yes, I went through some depression because I lost a lot of deals. I lost a lot of money.
Wow.
Yes, I did. I lost money, I lost deals, I lost, just even credibility, some credibility.
Because I remember also quite the awards and people
boycotted.
Boycott.
Not even boycotting, they opted to vote for
somebody else.
A non-Zambian, yeah. So imagine how bad. And you see, the voter turnout, the major voter turnout was of the youth, or let me say by the youth. And the people that follow my music are usually the youth. So it was like I sell out at the time, Looking back, I don't regret it. I would do it again and again and again. Because now I know better, What if funny inside a big Kenny? No one do your business. That's my business. That's what I do. I make music. And I do art.
And it's strictly business, isn't it?
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like you guys here, I keep referring to this podcast as you guys, but I'm sure someone else, Power Media, right? What you do is share ads to MTN, Airtel, what. If somebody comes and brings an ad, today tudishire niko na info abantu bonfwe ati ture imini nanangu ture foku, you would do it. Would you? Let me ask you first of all. 2 days about
No. Of course I would.
Exactly, and you've done it. You've probably done it, right?
Yeah. No, we've done it.
Thank you.
It's a bit. Look, just in case, just because I'm running an advert for this brand does not mean that I'm aligned to it.
Exactly.
I also run an advert for somebody else.
Thank you.
So those things happen. But you know what I see for you to have the biggest backlash. It shows what kind of a strong connection you've got with your fans.
Exactly.
And people, because if people don't really give a damn about you,
exactly,
they won't be bothered.
Yes, sir. I say this about my fan base.
Yeah.
I have the most loyal fan base ever. Because Kenny, they bully me sometimes into releasing music. Like literally, well, wait, no post it, but they can, whatever for music. And I appreciate every one of them. I tell you. So yeah.
You're watching the Kenny T 101 podcast. My guest today is King Diesel, Slapdee, and we're having a very interesting conversation. Now, Slap, would you consider standing for a position of a mayor?
Yes, actually, I would. I'm interested, actually.
You are interested?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Someone would think maybe MP, Matero, maybe you'll be, because Matero, every time we speak about Matero,
my name comes up. So I would do this more for a service rather than just, I feel like being MP comes with a lot of work,
a lot more responsibility
that you ignore what it really actually represents. Member of Parliament for Chite, which means you are the medium between the people and the government. You know what I mean? Are most people doing that? I don't know. But it's a huge responsibility. Same as mayor, though. I won't take that away. Although mayor is something I would consider not very political. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it's obvious it is, whether we like it or not, but it's not heavy. It's not heavily political. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean? The decisions that are not actually made by the mayor somehow, that are politically influenced, but also just the mayor speaks more for the people, represents, visits, and that's something I would be interested in doing, because Lusaka City actually changed my life. One way of giving back to it would be to serve in Lusaka City.
How soon would you? I know maybe it's something you've thought about, but have you put yourself like a timeline? Do I want to do this in 2026 or another time?
I feel ready. That's all I can say.
Oh, you feel ready?
I feel ready.
I love that. Slap, let's speak about some of the accolades or some of the achievements, which are very rare for a lot of people. Others have been artists from start to finish and never got the opportunity. You're on CNN, African Voices, Change Makers.
Yes, sir.
That was absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
How did you get that connection? Just got a call and
just a call to my manager, and they say we would like to have him host him on this show. We feel like he's fit for this show because he's a change maker. He's done this and that. And we went out, served some kids. Also, they're just people locally, because most of these things, there's people locally that are contacted. They'll probably reach out to a Kenny T and say, who in Zambia do you think would fit this interview, this what? It doesn't come directly from them. Then they'll do the survey. They'll probably have like 4 or 5 names. And then from there, they'll do their own research. So it's a back and forth, and eventually they'll come. So, yeah.
Congratulations, because, CNN is a huge platform.
Yes, it is.
I'm a big fan of CNN.
Same here.
For 401 on DSTV.
Yes, sir.
I sit and I watch CNN, and when I saw the promo, I was like, I need to watch this. And it's great to see that we our very own are flying our flag very, very high.
Thank you.
I also know that you had an opportunity to go for Coke Studio.
Yes.
You worked with Siswa.
Yes, sir.
Performed at the World Cup.
Yes, sir.
How How did this go?
Maybe one more thing. I spoke at Harvard University at the
What do
Africa
you-
Business Conference.
What do you under Harvard?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well done. Well done. So it's like, sometimes you call yourself a king and people start king washa.
Exactly. What kingdom? Yeah, so maybe I should speak on that as well.
Yeah, let's speak about it.
Because I feel like sometimes it intimidates maybe the younger artists or just general people. Like,
And then others also, when you call yourself a king, others will take it like you're trying to push them down.
belittle
and
them.
push you.
Thank you. And I tried to explain this as much as I can. You are, Kenny, we're all kings. You're a king. Your story makes you a king.
That's right.
Okay? The two way, I'm calling myself, I am a king because of what I am, who are inside out. You know what I mean? Not just based on rap music, like what I've achieved,
Yeah.
what I've been through. My story makes me a king. So everyone is a king. They just need to take the crown, but the crown comes with responsibilities. So acknowledge you're a king and don't feel bad when the next man says, I'm a king. Same with women. They're queens. They are our black queens, whatever, white queen, Indian queen. They're our queens, our women. But queens carry themselves in a certain way for them to be fit to be called that. So be a king, young man, be a king, brother. We all kings.
Slap, you also do farming on your entrepreneurship side
Yes,
of
boss.
things away from music. Amataba yali kwisa. Amataba yali kwisa.
I'm done. Imfumu tashisekaseka.
Fama nganamona nani kano wali makudya. Tuwaisa kuno leta kunangu itabali.
Tabana ngurimu. Amba mataba ino ishtema mdala.
Okay, kuleta kwenshi.
Amataba yesa.
Tomato.
Mafe bro.
Slap, you took a break from music.
Yes.
What made you make that decision? Because I know that you've been a very consistent artist.
Oh, yes.
Now for you to come and say, no, I'm taking a break, and you just go quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And your fans now are wondering what's going on. What was the trigger and what was the reason behind this?
I took a break in 2020 to 21, somewhere there. For different reasons. The Dave loss, it was the second hit we got.
Yeah.
So it was like, even though it wasn't our fault, we still have people that assume we did it,
You did it how?
It's just mindset. People just randomly, thinking there's something. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
It's
You always get that.
Yeah. You have a prophet somewhere saying, no, he's sacrificing artists. You know what I mean? And over time, that hits you. Because it's, two artists.
Because you can have a thick skin, but at some point you're like,
at some point you need to break. Exactly.
Yeah.
But besides that also, Kenny, I released my first music when I was 19 years old. And until then, I had never taken a break. So every Easter, every Christmas, I had never, ever, I was always working. You know what I mean? So it was, I needed to take a break. Also just to learn other things, you stay in one. I'm not good at balancing life, now I'm learning to, but back then I was so focused on work. And for me, I'm highly competitive, which is not a bad thing. But when you want to be number one the whole time or every time, it requires a lot of input, which may drag you down at some point. And it did. It dragged me down. So, yeah, I had to take a break. I had to take a long break, which wasn't easy again.
How long was it?
It was 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I know that you're returning and you're doing something with Disco.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into that.
Initially, I was supposed to drop an album, but I was like, another album, the team was like, let's think about it. Another Slapdee album will just be the same. So what do we do? Let's do a collab album. The issue though was with who? Who fits there? The duo. And we looked around, brainstormed. I already had a connection with J-Rocks. We had spoken about it for a long time. but then he was already working on his album.
His own album.
Yeah, I'd spoken about it to Mike Byrne as well. J Cash was a possibility. And then I just thought, you know what? Why not try Dismo? Dismo is vicious right now. He's hungry, you know. And if I want to work with somebody, it would have to be somebody that's hungry, you know. Because I want to feel the heat. Not to say the other artists are not hungry, you know. They're all hungry, but
maybe for what you're looking
for. For what I'm looking for, the hustle mode, and he did activate that in me. I should say it publicly. I'm not even ashamed to say that. You know, first few songs, I was like, you know, I would watch him write his thing. I was so hungry. I hadn't made music in a long time. I would do verses in like 20 minutes and leave. Go and do my other stuff.
So, but normally when you're doing a verse, it's supposed to take how long?
There's no specific time it's supposed to take or it's meant to take. It's just, it needs to be a good verse. It depends also the kind of songs. So there's beats for me, like the Abo with K's Adams. I just played and I was like, damn, I need to write to this. One of the first few songs we wrote. So I scribbled my stuff and left. And we were joking, you know, he was joking, the producer was joking. I was like, should I wait for this? Like, yo, no, he'll take his time. You can leave, come back. And okay. So in my head, it was like, another rookie. When I came back to listen to his verse now, I'm like, this is why he took his time. It's a fire verse. And the same for the rest of the music. You know, he puts in his all. And when you know that you're dealing with a hard one, you also want... So for me, it's also, I know I'm working with a hungry man here.
No, because I had him, I think 2 weeks ago.
I need to bring my A game.
then I asked him.
Yeah.
I said, how is it to work with Slap?
Oh, yeah?
Ask we get Shan. I think he says it's challenging.
It's challenging. Yeah, exactly.
So I said, why?
Exactly.
So, but you know, expectation.
Exactly.
It's not challenging because he's a difficult man to work with.
Oh, yeah.
No, we never got pressure.
For you. Yeah. Yeah. Same here. And you know, one thing I've enjoyed working with Dismo, I call him Mr. Wick, because on one of the songs it says, I'm John Wick. So now I call him Bashpa or John Wick. So I say, Mr. Wick, one thing I've learned working with Mr. Wick is he's non-stop. It's non-stop work. That's kuma zero shine.
Yeah.
You know, so I found it hard, kuma first, because you're in the studio. And for me, I usually work alone. These are things I'm learning now. You have a gang of fellas, huh? For me, I really need my peace. Like, I need silence.
Yeah.
I want to think. Sometimes I can't even write to a beat, like while it's playing. For him, it's different. I've had to learn to write around people now. You know, and also just random things you do, you know, in the middle of a session. Bosano, na bwera nikacheka, anachinjani mutai, naenda nikacheka wedding. This is like for 2 p.m. Probably on a Monday.
Yeah.
You've been in the studio from maybe last night, mwalada, mwabu kolchero. Mune record dawa facha. Bosano, areka kata. Na bwera ncheko cheka joa hapa. Nigre kulika wedding kenendo. Boom, bafum. Work ethic. It's on a high.
Yeah.
You know, babwera. So Bosano machako. Okay. Kwa on for mafumu mapaya zone. Tenda paluangu apata. I'm like, what? I tell you, and I'm not making this. Yeah. Ask anyone. Tenda paluangu apa. Tiko na kashoku mazuru. Ewe. Bruh, is okay. Boom, luangwa. My we need to finish Namkwatama targets, deadlines. We need to finish this song, Mela, what. So you're in the studio again, doing your stuff. Yeah, tife lie. But mvila vevashtika na pesa chatistika likuno. So you're like, wait, kwambiheza kunombonuza pali artist yoko kwenza perform my. I really don't want to hear that. Bosano tapezekana cha artist ininona mongati cha nyimbo chama piano rati chipange gospel. By the way, that's how Asante came up. He's on it. Yatfela jira, but see, well it nangwa guy, but nambogaza cha chipange chi gospel chama piano. I'm like, this kid, what the heck? And he comes through with somebody from out there. There's now pays a chair. I'm just like, bruh, you go for a show, you drag someone. So I'm thinking, para push up, stay from Bombay. Boss. We've set up power, had him for lunch or whatever, or whatever. What's I'm singing my vocals? There's no beat. Miller is busy. Chop, 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 chop. Next. And that's the thing. Like, you always involve you in everything.
Yeah.
You know, my vocalist. Just to give it a vibe. Why is he? So I'm thinking, piano vocalist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next thing, now we're to my phone. Bam. So I'm waiting now. Well, I'm never pushing my vocalist. Never come for free around fake because it's my career at stake.
Yeah.
Career for big man. Because I'm for my real. So now it's two people. It's like, guys, they vote film for before why so we don't have to get them again tomorrow.
Yeah.
It will cost us more. Why? My road chero away. Listen to it and you're like, wow.
They know what they're doing.
Wow. This is, and that's half-baked. You know, then there's things they also get from me based on experience. You know, like in terms of release, I'd have to, tell his team, talk to his team, or from my end, like, okay, from my experience, you drop a hip-hop song first, just for this. For them, it was just, let's drop the banger now. So it's really exciting because I'm learning a lot. And I know they're learning as well, but also just out of respect, he's a good guy to work with. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. And he's giving me a run for my money.
Slap. Booker just put out a song recently.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Dear Slapdee.
Yes, sir.
It won an award.
Yeah.
What do you think of the song?
It's about me, so it's a great song.
It's a great song.
Yeah, but even if it wasn't, that was a joke. Even if it wasn't, man, I appreciate Mark too for his passion, for people, for the music business, for looking out for others, not just himself. It's the way he does it that makes him different. We can all claim we look out for people, but there's a way he does it. It's natural. You know what I mean? That he does it and it works. So I heard that song. I'd been trying to reach him 2 days before he released that song, over something. And he wasn't picking up. And that's very, very rare. Like, all the time we have business or something, he'll call me back. 2 days I tried to reach him. Not once. On the first day I called him like 4 times. Because there was something we needed to sort out. Next day, 4 times. So I'm like, what's going on? The third day, he dropped the song. And I'm like, oh,
so you're completely unaware of the song?
I was unaware. He had put out a statement, something like, I'm dissing you if you don't put out music. I knew that was a joke, or I don't know, it was a joke because I would come back with fire. But when it dropped, I was teary. I was emotional. I felt appreciated. I felt he really gave me my flowers.
Yeah.
He's a selfless man, very humble, and in that regard, I learn a lot from that.
There's a question here which says, would there be a response? Zambians baliberera my response.
My response, oh.
So number, the way you've explained it, I'm thinking, okay, response yashani muntu okupera maflowers.
Okay, so maybe the blame should come on me because I'd said that. Originally, I was supposed to put out a response just to say thank you.
Yeah.
But this was at a time when we're already putting in work, trying to record this album with this more. So it was just a lot of work. But eventually, Booga, it's coming. It's coming. Trust me. I appreciate you, brother. It's coming.
Slap. Top 5 Zambian artists
of all times. Exile.
That would be at number what?
Number 1.
Number 1. Great.
They're crazy. Exile. Do I have to include myself?
It's up to you. You can include yourself or you can exclude yourself.
No. I won't include, because then I'll be number 1 up to 5. Yeah, so just for fairness, I'll say Exile. It's a tricky one because I might forget 1 or 2 people.
1 or 2, huh? Or maybe you know what we do. What we do is that maybe we say it not in that order, not in any.
Oh no order. Oh, okay.
Maybe let's just say
that's easier.
5. Yeah,
that's easier, but still hard. There's JK, Exile. I know that I'll have Bobby East no matter what on that list.
Yeah.
Makitu. And I would have this is tricky because I've probably left out some of my greatest. Shimasta. I forgot Shimasta.
So Slap, what's your word to that young gun out there that would like to be like you?
Be confident. Just don't be overconfident, but be confident. Confidence has really taken me places. It's taken me to it's gotten me a seat on tables that I never imagined to be on. So people confuse confidence with being overconfident, with being arrogant. Confidence is when you know but now you have a or gas now you have panganda. You know what I mean?
So that's the confidence you showed me. I asked you, I said, so were you doubting? You said, no, I was not doubting.
Exactly.
I was going there to do it.
Yes. Overconfidence, though, is knowing mafukapanga then mrevoke for my foot. Now you're being overconfident. And I see a lot of people, have that. People also here in Zambia confuse confidence with cockiness. A lot of times. Allow people to be confident. Allow young people to be confident with respect. Confidence is very, very, there's a thin line between, like I said, confident and overconfident. So you can be confident with respect, with also just having an ear to some other people. With regards to how I balance my life, family, business, is I have a mentor. Actually mentors who I sit down with and, talk to. Also, as over the years, I've learned to cut out certain habits that bring me down or slow me down. Because as you grow, your pace reduces. To keep up, you need to cut out certain things in your life that don't serve you. Cut it out. Cut it out. Maneuvering, down traffic. Get a smaller car. There's no harm in that. So there's many ways to balance your life, and for me, that's the approach that I take. I sit down with successful people like the Kenny Tongas, my OG from back in the day, and he'll tell you here and there. Now you should push up, pop. Even 5 minutes of your time, man, is amazing. Because your success is visible to everyone.
So Slap, what we do on our show is we usually have 3 questions. We have numbers attached to those questions, right? So 1, 2, 3. So you just pick a number. Each number has a question attached to it.
Oh yeah.
And that question is a question for the next guest. So in this case, the previous guest left a question for you,
Okay.
and we'll give you an opportunity to leave a question for the next guest.
That's
right.
good.
So the question from our previous guest is, what's a lesson that you've learned that you wish you could have known sooner? Maybe you're caught up in a situation.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good question, huh?
That's why sometimes if you finish
Investing in property.
yeah.
Yeah. Or just investing in, we all invest, whether it's time, invest in, different things. But there are things that at a certain age, if you invest in, they'll really give you rewards moving forward. So for me, it was real estate, but buying real estate, I should have bought real estate, lots
From
of
the
real
beginning.
estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now, I'm doing it, but it's like, it's swap at this time and up. And instead and they up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we were buying cars and whatnot, even just land, buying land, should have bought more and lots of land. Yeah.
I hear you. So 1, 2, 3, which number are you picking?
I'll pick number 3.
So number 3, the question to number 3 is, who had the biggest influence on you and why? This is a question for our next guest.
Okay.
Slap.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for making time, man.
I appreciate
It's
you.
it's been a very nice discussion.
Sweet.
It's towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best discussions to have.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year and to close the year, So we really
Exactly.
appreciate your time. I know you're supposed to be somewhere. You're a bit late, but you said, no, I'll sit and we finish this, then I'll go. We really appreciate it. Good luck,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you so much. And this has been great. Thank you.
Great. So this has been the Kenny T 101 podcast. Our guest today has been the king himself, Slapdee, King Diesel, right? Great conversation. He is good at what he does. He's a king, like we said. And almost all the other artists that come here, obviously, they have to say something about him. So it shows you how much he has contributed to the music industry and how much he continues to contribute. My name is Kenny T. This has been the One-on-One podcast. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Yatu Tea, Abaleya Carpooling. Back again next week, same place, same space.